Hi, how's everyone? I hope I find you all well. Thank you for returning, and hello if you are new. It is Yule. Blessed Yule, everyone. It's December 21st. This is the winter solstice. It is the longest night of the year. After this, the sun will begin returning to its glory, and the days will start getting longer. I'm doing the Death Splits the Difference reading for Cancer, and I'm releasing it early because later today I have Capricorn's happy birthday reading. Since it is the 21st, we are now, I believe, like 13 minutes the sun in Capricorn, not even a full degree yet. So happy birthday, Capricorn. I'll get your reading later on today. Right now, we've got Death Splits the Difference for Cancer. Let's look at the astrology real quick. I didn't have a big whole write up over it, but let's just take a look. Cancer, your sign is luckily pretty empty right now. So there's no planets in Cancer, but your ruler, the moon, is in Virgo, and it is in you. We're in a hard square to Jupiter in Gemini. So with squares, that's 90 degrees away. Well, a little bit. Let's see, 16 to 14. So yeah, it's 2 degrees within it. Um, Hard squares are, Mama. She's frisky now because she just ate. Hard squares are difficult energy, but not anything that we can't overcome. So you're with the moon in Virgo. We were talking earlier. I did the moon reading for Virgo yesterday. So you can check out the intro for that real quick if you'd like to get a little bit more insight into the moon in Virgo right now. But it basically talked about bringing a little sensitivity to your own care and looking underneath to find the truth in how you're functioning, okay? Um, how you're functioning in your day-to-day routine, in your day-to-day work life balance. That's very Virgo. Your health, nutrition, and exercise, how you care for yourself and your surroundings. And that is in a hard square with Jupiter retrograde. And is it retrograde? Yeah, it is retrograde in Gemini. So even retrograde, Jupiter's energy is still pretty bright and positive. So there may be setbacks because it is a square to expressing yourself. Jupiter is very expansive, inclusive, very outward reaching, like wanting input, wanting experience, wanting to share, wanting to accept and hear lots of different opinions. I feel sometimes that Sagittarius is the fire version of Aquarius. Um, because Aquarius is very rebellious and far-reaching and high-minded and thinking of different and revolutionary kind of ideas. And that is very intriguing to Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and it's very fun loving, very generous, very benevolent. He can be a little egotistical. He can be a little wandery. He's got a little bit of a wanderlust to him. Remember, Jupiter is Zeus, and Zeus definitely had wandering everything, wandering feet, wandering mind, wandering hands, wandering lips. He wanted to just experience everything, and whatever caught his eye, he pursued. And right now, that's in a hard square in Gemini to your moon in Virgo. I think that's it. There is a really interesting grand trine in air right now, which is wonderful. That's communication. But you're not really involved in that, which is just fine. It's like you're just kind of keeping to yourself with this cycle, and that's perfectly fine. Now we have a disseminating moon, which means we were just in full and now it's receding. So some of that full energy, I know yesterday I was dog tired for no reason. And I slept deep. and I slept long, and it was just like this, like tired in the cells, in the cellular makeup of your body. It was just tired. I don't know if anybody else gets like that during the moon cycles, but I'm definitely susceptible to that. So let's get to the Death Splits the Difference reading. What I do is I go through the deck of choice and I pick out the death card and I pull the card in front of it and behind it. And what that does is it tells you what death is changing. So the card behind it is what you're supposed to leave behind, and the card in front of it is the new phase that's coming after death comes through. So from the remember, not all messages will resonate for every person. So leave what doesn't resonate now, but keep it in mind because it might make sense at a later time. You're all at different points in the timeline. Like I say, I can read the script, but I cannot tell you which character you will all individually play or where you choose to stand on the stage, whether you're an observer or you're involved in the energy. I can only read the script, okay? So from the first light tarot, when I pulled the death card, behind it was the card called Source, and in front of it was the Fool. So Cancer, I get the feeling from the first part of this reading, that there is great opportunity to change something and go on to something new. And whatever path that is absolutely going to be blessed. Okay, now the transition, which is death, the change, the transition may be difficult. It may be kind of bittersweet. There may be some sadness involved. But please know that on the other side of that is wonderful energy. Okay, so behind the death card, we had the card called Source. And usually to me, the card behind it is what you're supposed to leave behind. But this card that dropped is Source proper. It is the divine. The divine is present. So no, that doesn't mean that you're supposed to leave the divine behind. What it means is that the source, the divine, is bringing in this change. So this is, we got a lot of major arcana here: death, the fool, and the moon. So this is coming whether you anticipate it or not, whether you're prepared or not, whether you want it or not, whether you choose to roll with it or not, it's a coming. And you don't have to come into this afraid, because like I said, even though it might be a little scary, there might be some sadness involved, and there's always sadness involved in the death of something. But death, just like the tower, is liberation. And sometimes it does hurt, like the tower is a destruction of something, and death is coming in to change it. That's Scorpio energy. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, but it hurts because we are so ingrained in the old cycle. We invested a lot in it. We have a lot connected to it. We have a lot of emotion in there. So when something that we care about is taken away, it feels like, I often use the analogy of weeding the garden. When you weed something, especially when the roots are really deep, it leaves a gaping hole. And when you pull it up out of the ground, you can hear it ripping away. So when you think about the symbolism of that act, there is something that is going to be taken out of us. And of course, there's going to be a hole that needs to heal. But once a garden is weeded, even with all the holes and the upturned dirt, it still looks so much better. The energy is better. And in the soil where the weeds were drawing nutrients from it, it can recover now. And so oftentimes we feel pain and we feel sadness and we feel despair when something ends because it had such a hold on us. And that's normal. That is absolutely human and normal and expected. Okay? The key is there is great healing after that. And I want you to understand that and be enthusiastic for what's coming. So, Source actually is here, and it is the card that is ushering in the change. And after that, you've got the Fool. This is one of my favorite cards from the First Light Tarot. The First Light Tarot is a deck that is all pictures from the Hubble Space Telescope. And if anybody has watched my videos before, you know I am a huge space nerd. I love science. I love space. I also love science fiction. So this represents Voyager, the first satellite, the first instrument Earth made to leave the solar system. It is now the furthest man-made thing in the solar system, and it's still transmitting information. It's still kicking. It's out there in the cold of space. It's voyaging past the boundaries, and I think it is the perfect representation of the Fool energy, because we sent that out there not knowing anything. We were the Fool, and it's now experiencing new things for us, right? Um, so this is after this death, there is a new journey, a new progress, a new pathway to travel. And the key with the Fool is that it goes forth with no baggage. And the way ahead is untested, but it's all possible now. The number on the Fool card is always 0. It's part of the major arcana, yet set apart from it, because it represents nothing. 0 is a representation of the cosmic egg that has not burst forth yet. It's like Schrodinger's egg. It could have nothing in it. It could have everything in it. That's the beauty of 0. It's nothing yet everything, and you won't know until you take that first leap. So there is a brand new clean slate after this change. Now the death card, again, it's ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is the transformer. Its ruling planet is Pluto, and Pluto is an aspect of death, though it's not death proper. That's Saturn, and Saturn rules Capricorn. But Scorpio energy here with the death card is the transformation that something goes through after death. Saturn will come through as the Grim Reaper and harvest the things that are done, and then it takes it to Hades, the holding place of the dead. That is Pluto energy. Hades is Pluto. And he's the god of the dead, but he's the god of the holding place that the dead go. So 2 aspects of death, the reaper and then the place where the dead goes, okay? And in that place, whatever has ended is transformed. And what is useless or done is shed and purged. And what is useful, if we're talking about a soul, then everything that has to do with the previous life is let go of. The soul is cleansed and it's brand new again. Not brand new, but it's clean again, right? It's released and transformed. And then the thing that has died has the option of being released into the source, that showed up, or it can come back in the new cycle as the Fool. Okay? So, now then, what does that mean for the reading? Well, to clarify the source card, I dealt the Ace of Wands, and that's wonderful energy. It's a new energetic start to something. All the aces are little gifts from the divine. So Source is saying, I'm going to come through and clear the board, but then I'm going to start you over with the brand new, think of Monopoly. I'm going to start you over. Somebody cleared the board, right? Someone got sick of it. Fuck this game, and just tipped the table, cleared the board. But now that the game is restarting, the bank is reset. The rules are reset. Everything about the previous game is forgotten, and now you're in an Ace of Wands where you have brand new, clean energy, clean optimism. There's enthusiasm here. It's pure energy boost, and that's wonderful because here on the source card, it says, the universe sees you and has granted a new start. Look for synchronicities because angelic allies are present. This is a forging ahead and a reminder to accept the love and light of the source and use it as an energy boost. So this is like nitrous in the car. You're being you're being pushed ahead. For anybody who's a sci-fi fan, um, I used to watch Star Trek: The Next Generation, or no, Star Trek Voyager. This is from Voyager. And there used to be a character on it called Kess, and she was an extremely powerful psychic entity, right? But she had to come into that on her own, and it was a really hard process because usually others in her species don't develop that far. But when she finally reached the pinnacle of her evolution, she changed form, meaning she shed the organic body and became a powerful entity of light and energy. But when she did that, she released such an energy burst that she pushed the ship so far from it, the point where it was, that it cut a decade off of their trip. So I don't know how many hundreds and hundreds of light years that she pushed the ship when she burst forth. So that's what I get from this. There is a bursting forth of brand new energy that's going to push you in this new direction. And not only is it going to push you to forge ahead, but it's going to advance your position a little bit. Now, on the other side of that death, you've got the Fool and the Moon, and that's apropos. Like I said, the Moon was in play, being in Virgo, um, and being your ruler. I feel like after this new start happens, there's going to be some introspection, which is just fine. Okay. I mean, there's an energy boost here, so there's going to be a lot. You're probably going to be tired after that, or need to recalculate, recenter yourself. The moon energy, very feminine energy, has to do with cycles and rhythms. I went into this a little bit deeper in the Virgo reading, the moon reading, I mean, and it was talking about paying attention to the things that come back around because they're an opportunity to explore and change them, evolve from them. It's Since the moon is in Virgo, there's an analytical energy to this. So with the moon here on the Fool, you're being asked to really use your intuition and get in touch with your deeper spiritual needs on this new phase. But it's also giving you an opportunity to analyze the things that may keep you from breaking that old cycle, the things that keep you in the cycle. Okay, keep coming back around. It keeps you on the merry-go-round. Analyze with clarity and truth. Be really, really real with yourself. And go underneath and figure out the illusions that you had been functioning in that last cycle. Things that maybe have proven to be detrimental to your advancement, okay? Because you're being given a clean slate here. The moon energy is always showing you what's underneath the ego, and the ego is represented by the sun. Now, the sun illuminates. Everybody says the sun shows the truth, but I don't think that's realistic. I think the sun shows what we allow to be seen, but there's still truth underneath that we hide, and we hide that in the darkness where the moon rules. So when the moon card comes out, we're being asked, advised, and encouraged to look underneath the ego and what is being hidden. Because I think underneath there's some aspects of yourself that you've kept in the dark that are going to prove very, very, what's the word? You're going to need that. And it's going to prove useful. And it's something that you probably have been ignoring because maybe it's hard to face. They're telling me in the way you were functioning in the previous cycle, whatever this was that's in the underneath had to be kept there because it wasn't useful in that old cycle, but you're not there anymore, or you're not going to be there anymore. So go underneath and figure out what you have within you that's going to be useful in the new cycle. Okay? Things that have been kept hidden. Now this could be truth. This could be truth about what was keeping you in the old cycle. So once you figure that out, then you can shed that. Or this could be things about yourself that you had been keeping under wraps that you now need to allow to come forward, because in this new paradigm, those are going to become strengths. Okay? So I'm going to pull from the Rider-Waite, and we're going to get two cards in the middle to make like a little bridge of energy. What's going to be important in between these two, okay? In between source coming through like a wrecking ball, and they're showing me somebody hooking up a car battery, like giving you a jump. Between the jump and then Voyager sets off into the unknown, and you're looking up at it at the moon. What's in the in between? What do we need to know? For Cancer, the death splits the difference, please. 2 for Cancer. What's in the in between? Oh, we got Justice in the reverse. Okay. This is false accusations and bias. All right. Justice came out in the previous reading for the moon in Virgo. So now we have two aspects of the previous reading that are continuing for you, Cancer. Justice, but now it's in reverse. I heard I'm not hearing anymore. False accusations. Please give me another one for Cancer. Thank you. Oh, victory, but it came out sideways. That's interesting. This is what's in the in-between. I feel that somebody or let me think real quick, please. Let me think. I heard let this go. Your victory is coming. Someone may have been unfair with you. And this may be either a casualty of this change. I heard you're just fed up with it and you're going to let it go. And that's great. You're blessed to do that. So go ahead. Someone was unfair with you and they accused you of things that you didn't do. I heard you made this happen. You wanted this to happen. Now understand that with this source energy here, 3 major arcana, this was out of your control. So that's why these accusations are false. You did not bring about this change, but you're being advised that it's coming and to embrace it because there's good energy. Remember I said there was good energy on the other side? You've got victory coming. It's coming. It's not here yet. It came out sideways, but it didn't come out reverse. Okay? And the way it came out was, so this is how I read it. If it comes out sideways to the right, that means it's in fall. It's in process of falling. So it would be in the process of going reversed, okay, which would mean defeat. However, it came out sideways to the left, which means it's coming up around into the upright. It's not there yet, but whatever you had that was futile in the past is now coming back around to accomplishment. Okay? You have wonderful energy here. And it all has to do with Source bringing in an end to something. Now, it's not bringing an end to the false accusations, but the accusations come in like somebody's blaming you for this change of circumstance, and it's not you. Okay? They're biased. I don't believe that this justice reverse is you, Cancer. I don't believe that whatever this change is, I don't feel like you are accusing somebody else of the change. I feel like this is people around you who don't understand how you quote unquote let this happen. You know why you had to let it happen? Because you had nothing to do with it. Okay? But, oh, okay. So whatever cycle you're being led away from, the people involved, I'm not sure, this doesn't look like a relationship, so this may be something else. Hmm. I feel people are salty about this change because you're getting a glow up. You're getting a glow up, and people are salty. And they're going to accuse you of maybe cheating, like not on a person, but cheating a system, cheating to get your way, cheating to get this victory. And you absolutely had nothing to do with this great change. You just were in the crosshairs, you know? I heard not in the crosshairs. It's coming in specifically for your betterment. Now, when I say Cancer, please remember that we all have Cancer somewhere in our charts. So, wherever in your chart, whatever house Cancer falls in, look to that area of life for this change because that's where it will manifest. So if you have Cancer on the fourth house, well, that's Cancer. Let's say you have Cancer on the seventh house, that's relationships. There's going to be a new beginning after some kind of transformation that you had nothing to do with. The divine brought this in for you, okay? If it comes in the 11th house of Aquarius, dealing with other people and high minded ideals, this may play out in your position in the community, how you feel about the groups that you're a part of. Maybe there's something in the dynamics that's changing, but Aquarius is very revolutionary. Energy. So whatever this is, it's going to be you're bringing it in. Like I'm saying, if your Aquarius is on the 11th house, I'm sorry, if your Cancer is on the 11th house, this is going to happen because you're just going to be disillusioned probably with a group that you've been a part of for a long time. So look in your chart, see which area of life you have Cancer in your chart, and this may be where this change is happening. And like I said, if there are other people involved, I feel they're going to look at you and be salty about this new possibility for you. But the source doesn't want you to worry because your victory is coming. This is respect, accomplishment, personal victory, and high reward coming in hot. Okay. So we're going to go get an ancestor message for you, ancestor oracle message. I hope this is resonating. I hope the messages are reaching you for your highest good. If you're vibing with my content, please take a moment to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, share my video. It helps the algorithm get my content seen. In the description, you'll find my email and donation links. I'm open for personal readings and birth chart inquiries. And for any small donation, I would love to do a 3-card spread as a thank you for you. Email, Venmo, and Cash App in the description. I appreciate any and all feedback, signal boost, or donation. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Cancer, you got the Earth Guardian. It says stay rooted and grounded. What was I talking about? The garden getting weeded? Earth Guardian. Stay rooted and grounded. Let me turn the brightness down a little bit so when I hold the card up, it's not washed out. It's going to get dark for a second. There we go. Okay. Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. It says take time to connect deeply with the energy of the earth so that you can feel supported and make decisions based on strength and integrity. It's important for you to take a grounded approach to your current situation. If you're rushing ahead or making a decision based on your more fearful responses, that's that moon energy, you will miss out on the growth you deserve. So take some time to calm down. The little rabbit, there's a rabbit on the moon card. Calm down, little rabbit, and get grounded before proceeding further. Breathe, relax, and connect with your center. Then consider what to do. It's important to plant seeds that are going to grow into something beautiful rather than turn into a weed you have to deal with later. I often say when I get to the oracle messages, that's my favorite part of the reading because it kind of all ties it together. This moon energy was telling you to go inward and really decide your path, decide the cycles that you're coming out of, decide what's going to hinder you and what's going to advance you. And earth energy is telling you when you plant the new seeds, make sure that your energy is good so that it grows into something that you deserve. Here's the moon card with the bunny on it. Let me turn it down again. She's looking up at the moon, looking inward at her inner self. I believe these flowers down here are called forget-me-nots. So this may have to do with deep memory. Okay? It also has to do with feminine cycles and mother energy. So this mother energy, sometimes I feel is like young empress energy, where she's nurturing and loving and very intuitive on the needs of others. But try to look inward and give that to yourself also, especially in this new cycle. Okay, that will help you really grow the. Sorry, I hear noise and I'm a little distracted. Anyways, it's just telling you to come into this new cycle, this new opportunity with this Ace of Wands, brand new energy, a new creativity, new vibrancy. It's like an energy boost, like a power boost. But come into it and use your intuition about it, okay? Be truthful with yourself. Put the ego aside, that's sun energy, and go inward and really draw out what you've been kept, what you have been keeping under the ego, hidden from others, because now that the weeds are pulled and there's fresh soil for a new seed, um, those things that you kept hidden are going to become strengths in for you in the new cycle. So we're going to go ahead and get some final oracle messages from my theme deck, some little final pieces of advice, some straggler energy that wants to be heard for you, Cancer. We've got pay attention to the red flags. I'm not sure what that means, but I hope it resonates for you. This may be somebody in your energy that is maybe trying to hinder this victory cycle. Clean your environment and get a new attitude. Okay, that's too many. That clean your environment, it's not just your house or your room or doing the dishes. It is that, but it's not just that. Also clean out old ideas, right? I heard clean out the old things you used to tell yourself because there's no room for that. It's just going to keep you in the old cycle. So clean out those old things in your energy and it will bring new attitude towards this adventure. I heard, oh, that's nice. Hang on. I heard someone go, I'm not going to sabotage myself again. I'm not going to listen to these other people who told me I couldn't do it. I'm not gonna get in my own way this time. That's wonderful. Please hang on to that, Cancer. Don't get in your own way this time. No, Cancer, I understand your energy to be very cautious sometimes. Sometimes you're a little, um, sometimes you just go ahead. You know, one of your other cards is the Chariot, which is just forging ahead, you know, on that new path recklessly sometimes, but other times you're very skittish about change. I got the tree, but I want it to fall out on its own. Rabbits are very skittish. Cautious, I should say. I'm sorry. Yes, I will correct myself. They said cautious. You're very cautious, and that's fine. Be cautious, but don't sabotage it. Mountain for you. It came out for Virgo too. Okay, the key. Don't be stuck in the past. Some of you might find it very, very hard to let that old cycle go. Because as much as it hurt, now this could be somebody who's been stuck in a kind of like a toxic relationship or a toxic work environment. As toxic as it was, as energy draining as this was, I mean, it went nowhere, and yet you still tried to plug along. It's because you had real attachment to this person or this situation. And I feel like with the changing of the energy, there is going to be a part of you that wants to hang on to it, because a lot of times we want to drag that person or that situation into the new cycle because we want it to succeed in that new cycle. But I need to tell you, it doesn't belong there. It does not belong there. The energy is not ready for it to be there with you. You're changing, they're not, and you need to leave the past in the past, okay? Because that will become an anchor that will prevent you from going on that new, into the new cycle. That's being prepared for you. I needed to emphasize that. They were very adamant about that. Is there anything else for Cancer? No? One more? Clouds. Okay. Anything else? I think that's it. A couple more shuffles. That one? Okay. And that's it. So let's file through. What do we have here? We've got pay attention to the red flags. Clean your environment. It'll bring new energy and new attitude. Stuck in the past. 6 of Cups in reverse. They can't come with you. And you don't know what kind of toxicity they could bring with them into this brand new environment for you. You don't want that poison there. Let that go. Clouds, yeah, this has to do with that moon energy. You're just not sure. And that's perfectly fine, but trust the process. Okay, even though there's clouds in the sky, you can't see the sun. You know it's there. It's always been there. It's always going to be there. That good energy is there. It's just a little bit cloudy right now. Don't let that deter you. Just wait for the clouds to disperse. This says there's confusion, unclarity, maybe hidden secrets. That's that moon energy. There's some doubt here. There may be misunderstandings. We do have justice in reverse. There could be insecurity. That's very moon energy. This is very you, Cancer. For you, there's not enough information on something. But you know what? It will come when the time is right. So don't dwell on it. Just keep preparing for your new energy, okay? Ooh. Oh, 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 oh. We've got the key here. Once closed doors may now be opened. You have the answers. Okay? And you've got the angel number 888. You are supported. Walk your path confidently. Abundance is ready. Put in the work. Now, this reminds me of the Virgo reading or the moon reading from yesterday, the moon being in Virgo, and they got an energy of somebody coming in the future in the Nine of Pentacles energy, meaning they put in the work. So you're being advised also to put in the work because abundance is ready. It's ready, baby. Grab it. Now, what I was woohooing and woohooing about is you got a ring coming. Look at that, Cancer. Ain't it gorgeous? It's all shiny and new with promise and prosperity. This is a romantic engagement or commitment. Ooh, if you don't get out of your own way and let this person come in victory, ooh, they're coming in with a ring, Cancer. My goodness. Now they are telling me that there are some in the collective who aren't interested in relationship. That's perfectly fine. So what this means for you people, you guys in the collective, is that this commitment is for you. And the ring, the engagement, the commitment is for you. It's you. You are committing to you. And you're committing to your health and your well-being, and you're loving on yourself, and your prosperity is guaranteed. Absolutely. So please move forward with encouragement. Move forward. There are obstacles and challenges to overcome. That's for anything. And I think it's just the fact that this change is coming without you really putting anything into it. The challenge to overcome is detachment to that cycle that's needing to change. But you are supportive, walk confidently. I'm not saying that everybody is going to get there at the same time. I'm not saying that everyone's victory is going to look the same. For some people, it might be great and grand. For other people, it just might be something small and comforting that you always wanted, right? It could be big, it could be small. It's whatever is good and right for your heart. Okay, so I hope that resonated. That's what I have for you. I'm going to be back later on today with the Capricorn reading because we are now, happy birthday, Capricorn. Now, everyone has Capricorn somewhere in their chart, so don't think that it's just for Sun, Moon, Rising. It's for everyone, okay? Sun, Rising, North Node, Stellium. A stellium is four or more in the sign. So you could be Cancer, but you could have 4 planets in Capricorn. Watch the video for it. It doesn't matter. You could have Capricorn on the 7th house, which is relationships. And if you want to find out about what's happening in your sector of relationships, by all means, watch the Capricorn reading. All the readings are for everyone because we all have the signs somewhere. So until I come back later on today and I see you later, thank you so much for sticking with me. Okay, thanks. Bye.